I ignored my gut feeling and married her anyway. Now I'm starting over. I have been miserable for the last 10 years of my marriage. We dated for 6 years before that, and I felt the pressure from everyone, my parents, even her, pushing me to propose. But something in my gut told me this wasn't right. I chalked it up to cold feet and ignored it. So I married her, and from the moment the ink dried, my life became a nightmare. On our honeymoon, she didn't care about spending time together. She just complained that the hotel wasn't fancy enough. Then it became more demands. A new car, a bigger apartment, jewelry, designer handbags, gifts. No matter how much I provided, it was never enough. The moment she got the ring, I stopped being her partner. I became her wallet. I'm a doctor. I make good money, but not enough to sustain the luxury lifestyle she expects. We don't talk anymore. We don't laugh anymore. We don't even sleep together. Our home looks like a soulless showroom, cold, expensive, and completely lifeless. She said she wanted kids before marriage, then changed her mind. Now, here I am, a 45-year-old physician with barely 3 months of savings because she spends every dollar I make. I hate this life. I hate her. I have planned my escape, and this is what I've did so far. I rented an apartment across town in a less desirable neighborhood. IKEA furniture is waiting for me to set it up. The lease on the Mercedes she made me get, it's up next month. I'll be replacing it with a used Prius. I start therapy next week. I hired a divorce attorney. The prenup we signed means I won't have to pay alimony. I'm quitting my high-stress job that she pushed me into for something with less hours and more freedom. And there's one more thing. The pretty barista who flirts with me every morning? I'm going to ask her out. Tomorrow morning, I'm breaking the news. I expect tears, screaming, begging. She'll insist on therapy. She'll demand we try. But I don't want any of that, because this was never right. And the only thing I'm sorry for is that it took me this long to realize it. I am finally free, and for the first time in a decade, I am excited about my future. Update. First off, damn. I wasn't expecting my first post to blow up like it did. I was just getting this off my chest, thinking I'd get a few good luck comments and move on. But here we are. A lot of people asked for an update, so here goes. Normally, my mornings start with a run or bike ride. While I'm out, my wife gets up, gets dressed, makes a smoothie, whatever. But this morning, I paced the kitchen, rehearsing what I had to say, over and over again. By the time she finally came downstairs, I felt calm. Not panicked, not apprehensive, just ready. She barely glanced up from the coffee machine as I told her, I'm leaving. I want a divorce. We haven't been happy in a long time, and I feel like you don't care about me or my emotional needs. Her response? Instant gaslighting. You don't bring me flowers anymore. You don't support me enough. You don't care if I'm happy. I wasn't having it. I reminded her that I suggested therapy a year ago. She agreed, but kept making excuses not to go. She ignored the budget we worked on over and over again, and whenever I tried to express my feelings, she dismissed me. That's when the crying and begging started. She swore she'd change. She'd go to therapy. She'd be better. I felt nothing. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. Whatever I once felt for her was gone. She could have been a second cousin sobbing about her failing marriage, and I would have felt just as much of a connection. Eventually, I got tired of the performance, so I walked out. That's when my phone exploded. First from her, then from her mother, then from my mother. By the end of the day, it was non-stop calls and texts, ranging from angry outbursts, begging me to come home, and threats. I finally answered my mom's call, calmly explaining, I'm sorry you didn't hear it from me first, but my wife has been sucking me dry, financially and emotionally, and I can't do it anymore. Her response? Shockingly supportive. Now I'm sitting in my new apartment. I unrolled the mattress in a box. I bought sheets from Walmart. I ate Thai takeout at my kitchen counter. I watched Netflix on my laptop. And for the first time in a decade, I feel free. Tomorrow, she's getting served. I expected to feel sadness, but I don't. Instead, I feel like a 1,000-pound weight has been lifted off my shoulders. My future starts now. I'm going to travel. I'm going to try new restaurants. I'm going to take a job that actually makes me happy, not just one that makes me rich. And yes, I am going to ask out the barista. And for those concerned, no, she wasn't just being nice to me. We've actually known each other for a year. She even asked me out first. When I told her I was married, she was embarrassed, and we laughed it off. Since then, she's had a running joke where she asks, "So, still married?" Tomorrow, my answer will be, "Not for long. I'm going to crack open a beer, take a walk around my new neighborhood, and just breathe." For the first time in years, I can finally enjoy my life.